Come on, in the house. In the house. It's cold out there, man. Let's go. Let's go. Over there. No, no. Let's go. Hey, come here. Come on. Come up there, big fella. You go upstairs. Go upstairs. All right, without further ado, I'm here. I'm here. You know, it took me a little while, right? Uh, I was walking the dogs. Well, I wasn't walking them, I was watching them. They was outside, it's freezing. Yes, activate the like button, smash the like button, right? Likes are free. Um, I'm gonna do a boxing live at the gym. At the gym. You heard? We on a different angle with the boxing. I'm staying out of the way of that crashed out community because, truth be told, man, the online boxing community is a crash out community now. It's a community that consists of content that doesn't support boxing. Um, I watched one of the more popular, so called popular, because these guys are all, on a fraudulent fake numbers type shit, right? But I watched one of the more popular agents, I'm gonna just call them, trying to shit on the fights. But as a fan, why are you shitting on the fights? But I get it though. We'll address that another time. Maybe I'll address that at the gym tonight. You know, 'cause that's when I like to talk boxing at the gym, right? But I want to talk about this weather, right? Um, in the upcoming weekend, we have a severe cold front. But more importantly, 10 in the building, hit the like button, man. Likes are free, man. Run the likes up. We just had a storm system that just passed, right? Now this particular storm system. Now you always hear about the government and how they can control the weather. I forget the name. Matter of fact, we can look it up. Look, let's look it up right here. 'Cause I am at the desk, right? Um, Let me just Google search this real quick. All right, we'll look it up. We'll pull it up, right? All right, we'll look this up, right? The heart, there it is. The heart machine. The heart machine, right? So listen to this, right? I'm gonna pull this up. The heart machine, right? And I was, you know, kicking it right now. We got another storm front coming. Daniel, did you smash the like button, good brother? Did you smash the like button? Right. So we just had a storm front, right? Where it snowed all day Sunday, right? Check this out. All day Sunday. Start I think six something in the morning, maybe a little earlier. But it snowed all day. And I think it ended around the wee hours of the morning, I want to say maybe 12, 1, a little before then. But it snowed. We didn't even get 6 inches of snow for all those hours of snow, right? We're expecting another front that's going to be doing the same thing all day snowing, right? But it's supposed to leave 4 inches of snow a day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. But it's going to snow all day. It's supposed to be, you know. So my thing is this: the harp. That's what they call it, right? Let me pull this up so y'all can see it. They are on a different type of experimenting with the weather because, like I said, I've been battling snow blizzards and storms for years, over 20 years, right? It's one of my professions, right? And normally when it snows like that, right, hourly, I think we had 3 feet of snow one time. They had to bring all the guys from upstate down here because we wasn't even equipped to handle all that. We was getting stuck. That's probably one of the worst ones I've been in. We was at work for about 3 to 4 days straight, and that wasn't a snowstorm of this magnitude of a front where it was 3 consecutive days. It came down and it was coming down like let me break that down one more time. They said it's gonna snow all day long, basically like what we just had, but we're only gonna get 4 inches of snow through that duration, which is to me is ridiculous. It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense if you think about them controlling the weather in this HARP machine, right? Because now they can tell it how to snow, right? Um, because normally if it snows all day, right? And the first snowstorm we had, I think we got like 5 to 8 inches, but it was coming down, right? It was coming down at a rapid pace. This past weekend, it was like it covered the ground, the pavement, and then it was gone, but it was still snowing. It wasn't even sticking. Like right now, the only reason we still have a couple, inches and stuff on, the driveways and the grassy areas is because it's below freezing. It was like 20 degrees today. So we have that down upstate type of mountain vibes on the island. So the snow's not melting. Are y'all following this? Are y'all following this? Shout out to the six that's in the building, man. I know y'all was over here. Some of y'all are probably in the bushes. Don't worry, I'm gonna have y'all back in the bushes in a couple hours. I'll be at the boxing gym, man. I'm letting you guys do you. All the boxing dudes with the weirdo tendencies, the weirdo behavior. Y'all know who y'all are, man. Y'all can't even hide it no more, man. You know the game, the boxing online game is exposed, man. Whatever clique you're a part of or jealous fan coalition, it's basically over. The game, if you are somebody that sits online and you talk boxing in groups, start producing your tickets that you're going to fights. Because a lot of you guys don't even go to fights, man. You don't support no boxing, period, other than sitting online gossiping it. And that's why the powers that be, the top ranks, the PBCs, they're struggling because they fucked with so many of you guys for so long, and they ignored people like me. They ignored me, or they thought they was ignoring me, but now they need somebody like me. And I'm quite frankly, I don't really care about the game. I'm doing me in boxing. Like I said, I'll be at the boxing gym. Y'all want to pull up, right? But let's take a gander, right, at this weather, right? So the heart machine transmit powerful radio waves to heat creating atmosphere disturbances. But you're saying it's gonna snow, so how are they creating the snow? If they could create it to heat the environment, Don't you think they could create it to make the environment cold? And that's all I was thinking about with this past storm front. I'm like, yo, for it to snow for this amount of time and it's not accumulating. Yo, sometimes when it gets heavy out there, my guy was in here to tell you, we had a couple of storm systems already. We had a storm system. It snowed for about, I think, maybe 8 or 9 hours. But when it came down, I was telling I was like, you see, this right here, this is the eye of the storm. Look how it's coming down. You can't even do nothing. You just gotta let it rock. Whiteout conditions. You can't see. But if it snows for 3 straight days and we don't have none of that, what kind of front is that? What kind of storm front is that? So I believe the HARP machine is real. And I really came to that conclusion with the earthquake because they said this machine controls a lot of the weather and the things that go on. Remember when Haiti got hit with that earthquake a couple years back? I forget how many years ago. And then Jamaica just got hit with this massive storm that came, basically it came out of nowhere. It literally came out of nowhere. Right? So I really do feel like the heart machine is real. This past storm front really made me believe that. I'm like, man, I never seen it snow for that long and not accumulate to nothing. Because it really didn't accumulate, man. And then what they talking about coming up in the next weekend and start of next week, snowing from Sunday to Tuesday, but only 4 inches a day. 4 inches isn't a lot of snow, man. Like on a typical, like if you get a 4 inch storm, right? You know how quick that is and easy that is to mop up. That's not a lot of snow to push. But if it snows for 24 straight hours and all you get is 4 inches, it's kind of fishy to me, man. Like I said, I was in that blizzard. I forget what year it was. When we got bombarded with like, I think we got 38 inches or 40, we got like 40 inches, right? And I mean, when it was coming, yeah, we was getting like 2 inches. Yo, it was hectic out there, man. Everybody was stuck. Uh, Literally, people were stuck in their trucks. I think it might have been the town. I want to say the town. It wasn't the town of Iceland. It might have been the town of Brookhaven. Yo, their highway superintendent got fired because they had complete neighborhoods that were like untouched. I remember it was crazy. They had neighborhoods where the residents was out there with snow blowers trying to dig themselves out because the town of Brookhaven highway department just abandoned the people. It was crazy. We was stuck. They had to bring trucks from upstate New York, Buffalo, New York, Rochester, New York, all the way upstate, because those trucks are equipped for that type of snow. They have the plows and the infrastructure. We wasn't ready for that. Like I think the most if we get like 12, 18 inches, 2 inches, we can handle that. When you start talking upwards of three, we almost have 4 feet of snow. It was nasty, man. And when we got that, it did not snow for 3 straight days. So when I hear these systems and these fronts coming, they like, oh, it's gonna snow for 3 straight days. And we just had one that it was basically like a 30-hour, 24-hour storm that left basically like a coating of snow. So yeah, I think the harp, yes, you hear me, the harp machine is real when it comes to controlling the weather, man. What do y'all think, man? That's enough of me rambling on, man. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think about that, man? Put it in the comments. Frank, man, you left already, Frank Smarts? Frank Smarts was in here, man. I was outside in the cold with the dogs, man. I was outside in the cold with the dogs, Frank. I was going back and forth with you in the chat, man. But that's my normal routine. You know, I let my dogs out, man. How guys used to jump on when I used to jump on I swear I never called none of y'all out on that shit, but I used to just laugh because I used to be like, this is why the boxing community is done, because that's what the boxing community consists of: content creators and competition. If you talk boxing, right, and you don't share boxing content, but you talk boxing, you have a boxing platform, you're the reason why the online community is where it's at. Cause you don't do nothing for the sport, man. What do you do for the sport, man? Right? What do you do for the sport? And see, me, I was the total opposite, right? Guys that I know hate and were jealous, I still shared this shit if they was attempting to do things in boxing. Because I already knew the catalog that I had put together. Once I made the transition, what you see now, with the illusions and the AI and the graphics, I was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck the game up, man. I'm gonna fuck the game up. This is what you guys are into, the memes, right? But see, unlike all you dudes that was doing all of that, I was like what I posted today, on the ground, conducting interviews, learning how to take pictures, really networking, right? Really networking. And now I give back. Like I'm gonna give back in a couple hours. I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym. That's where I'll do my live stream. We talk boxing at the gym. I know you guys want me to talk about Charlo and the brothers, and my brother's keeper. Right? I don't have to talk about that. My receipts are out there now. Did you see this thumbnail I put up? Look, I put a nice thumbnail up. Let me go over here to this thumbnail, right? I kind of used a little bit of it for my graphic. But I told you about these guys years ago. I watched the content creator Crash Dummy. See, yeah, you guys been programmed. Al Heyman guys, right? Program PBC guys. So now when you seeing these guys that you were programmed to idol worship, set trip on each other, 'cause that's what they're doing as brothers. They're set tripping. You don't even know how to report on it. You don't even know how to come on your platform and talk about it because you view these guys as gods. They were gods to you. He said his brother's on drugs, right? He said it, right? He said his brother's on drugs, psychedelics, and all kind of shit, right? His brother, and my brother's keeper. He said his own brother. Look at it right here. Look, dirty secrets exposed. I told you this years ago that these guys was like that, man. But you guys were line only groupies. You guys were Al Heyman groupies. I remember this one particular content creator, right? I don't even think he started his podcast yet. But he's supposed to be somebody in boxing, right? All you really was, nigga. And I always told you this. You was a jealous fan that does memes. And you have weirdo tendencies. You inbox fighters. You're all in their DMs like a groupie fan. But you used to always get mad at me because I used to expose the PBC. I used to expose Al Heyman. And every time I asked you, dumbass, I used to be like, yo, nigga, have you ever took a meeting with Al Heyman? You be so quick to defend this man or try to downplay the shit that I talk about. What boxing executives have you ever took a meeting with, nigga? But you always know Al Heyman's thoughts and what he's doing. What's Al Heyman doing right now? All of his hitters, all of his big dog fighters are dope fiends right now, nigga. Crash out dope fiends. What's Al Heyman doing now, nigga? Do you have any answers for what Al Heyman is doing now? No, you don't, because you never had none then. You never took a meeting with Al Heyman. You never took a meeting with him. But you used to always be quick to try to defend him when I would tell my truths. Earl Spence was a fiend. These niggas was fiends. That nigga's a fiend. But look, validation is here, man. They can't lie no more. He called his own brother a fiend, man. Said he's on psychedelics. I'm not going to talk about that at the gym. I'll talk about it next time I'm at the desk. When I go to the gym, I'm going to be at the gym working with the kids and doing my exercises. right? But this is just this to me, the boxing game uh is where it's at, man. And I just continue to keep watching and laughing at, like I said, the bigger channels with the audiences. Because the bigger channels that have the audiences, you guys look the worst right now. Because you guys were supposed to be the influencers. You guys were supposed to be the ones that come on and do boxing content and talk about topics that engage the community. But every time I watch you guys that engage the community, you guys are unemployed. You're riding around gossiping, talking about nothing. You're not producing or showing no receipts of anything that you have done, right? And this is why the Titanic, and shout out to Champside. I seen Champside said that today. The Titanic has sunk. It has. The Fanons, the K-Hoes, all of these guys with the audiences, you guys are exposed now because you talk to hundreds and hundreds of boxing fans allegedly, but it's not transferring over. Why is that, man? Look, I'm tying this into my what's in it. You know why that is? Because you guys are just like the heart machine. You have been creating a false audience, right? For years, like these storms, these fronts. You have been creating these. And that's why most of y'all are in the bushes now. Not only are you in the bushes, because you clowned me or attempted to clown me. And now I clown the game. Because, like I said, I'm going to go a whole years and years of my catalog, my children's catalog, some of my friends' catalog of actual boxing content and receipts. And for YouTube, the algorithm, and this whole fake conglomerate, right? I put something out today. You want me to believe that I am not great or I am not one of the top ones that does this, but I just showed my value from Earl Spence to Jihad Tucker to the Russell brothers to just different waves of fighters that I have connected with, got content with, from champion to champion to champion. These are all great gladiator warriors that I have connections with, content with, stamps and receipts with. So how am I not great? Or how is my company and the things that I not do not great? Make it make sense. Let that soak in. Somebody comment, man. You know, just comment on what I just said. Debunk that. Tell me I'm not making sense. I'm gonna go get a beverage. Hey, Sheba. Hey, Sheba. If nobody wanted to debunk that, nobody's debunking that. All right. So I guess I'll move on. I guess I'll move on. But man, this weather's supposed to be crazy, man. That's why I said I just had the feeling, right? And shout out to my guy. We did the live this morning. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be going to the fight. I just felt the energy after what they pulled this weekend. I was like, they're gonna pull that same shit January 31st weekend. Or like I said, I'm gonna be so exhausted from the week. If it snows like that, we're gonna work around the clock. I don't know how many days, and then it's gonna be fight week. Like I said, I did want to pop out. I did want to go to the actual fights. You know, I did want to be at the Garden. You know, this is the first real big fight of the year around the way too. Because to be honest, the Surreal Matisse shit was a crash dummy fest, man. Yeah, matter of fact, let me see if I can find that content. Right, they had to open. Yeah, they had the weigh-in was open to the public. The Surreal Matisse fight at the Barclays Center, and the energy that was in there for that shit. I said, yeah, that tomorrow night is gonna be empty. I don't know what. And people are praying that Madison Square Garden looks like that January 31st. It's not gonna look like that at all. That is see the difference between a fight at Madison Square Garden and a fight at the Barclays Center. The Barclays Center had a nice run. It had a great run, but the run was over. Madison Square Garden, the Mecca, 34th Street, is in the heart of Manhattan. So much goes on in Manhattan that regardless of what is going to take place, people will be at that fight, man. So when I see these content creators on here that are never outside, can't produce no receipts or stamps of anything that they've done in boxing other than sit online, debate, and base their success in boxing off talking to bots. Because that's what most of you guys do. Y'all talk to bots. And you always used to try to discourage me by like, oh, nobody's listening to you. Nigga. Not only do people listen to me, you listen to me. Right? When I drop the books of source, I'm gonna expose how a lot of my content, and I showed this to my guy today at work. I was like, yo, look at my narrative. I was like, look at my narrative, right? I said I started this narrative that uh Brian Norman Sr. is mad at Derrick James. That was my narrative, man. That was my narrative. And the other channels picked it up and ran with it. A lot of the ghost channels, they all picked it up. I did that. When I said, yeah, why don't you fight Derrick James, nigga? I did that. Right? And that's what they do, right? See, you guys think people don't watch me. I can show you my content on a lot of different social media platforms. It's not YouTube, TikTok, X, IG, Facebook, different Facebook groups. Look, I have a media company. So when I put out media work, I spread it out. I spread it out. I use YouTube as an outlet to come on and just voice my thoughts. That's it. I just voice my thoughts on here. And I like to see how when they say nobody watches and nobody listens, but the stuff that I say, the people that claim to not pay attention to me try to take it and run with it. And that's what we're witnessing right now with Brian Norman Sr., man. With Brian Norman Sr., man. Right? But you see how Derrick James ain't made a comment, right? Because Derrick James knows he's not the goods either. He knows he's not the goods. He just hopes he doesn't get exposed and that top rank doesn't match Brian Norman too difficult. Because if they match him difficult, Derrick James is going to get exposed. Because we see how he fares against top rank via Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, man. You see how he looks. Now there's a drink in the refrigerator. Take that drink. You can have that. I got that for you. It's your favorite. You can eat whatever one. It's the Arizona in there. Look, everybody is home today. That's why I can go record. Everybody is here today, man. Nobody's at their programs. So I can go do a studio session. I was thinking about doing it. What do y'all think? Y'all think should I go do a studio session and then shoot down to the gym right afterwards? I do want to edit some content up too, man. To get my receipts out. But you know what? It is so cold outside, man. It's about 20, I think 21 degrees right now, but it feels about 11, they said. And it does. It's freezing out there. Look, let me look. I'm gonna let y'all know the actual. Oh man, I was off, y'all. I stand corrected. It's 20 degrees, but it feels like it's 8. It does. It does. It definitely does, man. It definitely does, man. It's brick out there, man. Let me see if my guy's coming to the gym. If he's coming to the gym, let me give him a call right now. Yeah, my animals.
Hello.
Hey, are you coming to the gym?
Danny? Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pick that up for you. I'll bring it down to the gym.
Oh, okay.
All right.
The water?
Yeah. I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, so he's coming. All right. Let me wrap this up. I'm gonna go do my studio session. Right. I'll go do a quick studio session before I go to the gym. But salute to you, Daniel, and whoever else hit the like button. You know, content. We'll do a quick boxing joint at the gym real quick. You know, I gotta not at the gym. Well, I'm gonna do one at the gym, but I'm gonna go do a studio session real quick. I can do my edits there as well. But this is the Sauce Experience, the news by Shanewz. Marketing, media, management, serious inquiries only. You know, you do have options.